Welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, September 22nd, and we have Gospel from Luke, chapter 4, verses 22-30. And all spoke highly of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his mouth. They also asked, "Isn't this the son of Joseph?" He said to them, "Surely you will quote me this proverb, 'Physician, cure yourself,' and say, 'Do here in your native place the things that we heard were done in Capernaum.' And he said, 'Amen, I say to you, no prophet is accepted in his own native place. Indeed, I tell you, there were many widows in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the sky was closed for 3.5 years and a severe famine spread over the entire land. It was to none of these that Elijah was sent, but only to a widow in Zarephath in the land of Sidon. Again, there were many lepers in Israel during the time of Elisha the prophet, yet not one of them was cleansed, but only Naaman the Syrian. When the people in the synagogue heard this, they were all filled with fury. They rose up, drove him out of the town, and led him to the brow of the hill on which their town had been built, to hurl him down headlong. But he passed through the midst of them and went away." In today's Gospel, we encounter a profound and challenging moment in the life of Jesus Christ. One that speaks to us about the nature of faith, God's surprising ways, and our response to divine revelation. At the beginning of this passage, we find people in the synagogue in Nazareth reacting to Jesus' words with astonishment. They marvel at the wisdom of his speech and ask, "Is not this Joseph's son?" They recognize him as a member of their community, someone they have known from childhood. But this familiarity with Jesus becomes a stumbling block for some of them. Jesus perceives their doubt and responds by telling them a well-known proverb. "Surely you will quote me this proverb, 'Physician, cure yourself.' What we have heard you did at Capernaum, do here, in your hometown as well." Essentially, the people in Nazareth want Jesus to perform miracles for them, just as they have heard he did in other places. However, Jesus goes on to remind them of two significant truths. First, he acknowledges the reality that a prophet is often not honored in his hometown. Second, he shares two stories from the Old Testament that illustrate God's surprising choices in extending his blessings. How Elijah was sent to a widow in Sidon, and how Elisha the prophet healed Naaman the Syrian, even though there were many lepers in Israel. These stories serve to illustrate that God's grace and blessings are not confined by boundaries or limited to a select few. God's love and provision extend to unexpected places and people. In this way, Jesus challenges the narrow view of the people in Nazareth who thought that his ministry should be exclusive to them because he was Joseph's son. The reaction of the people to Jesus' message becomes increasingly hostile. They drive him out of their town and even attempt to throw him off a cliff. This abrupt shift in their attitude highlights the danger of exclusivity and the resistance of God's unexpected ways. Dear friends, what can we learn from today's gospel? Firstly, we must recognize that God often works in ways that surpass our human expectations. He extends His grace and blessings to all people. And we should not limit our understanding of His work based on familiarity or preconceived notions. Secondly, we must guard against the danger of becoming exclusive in our faith. We should be open to the movement of God's Spirit in unexpected places and people. Just as Jesus challenged the people of Nazareth, we are challenged to broaden our understanding of God's kingdom. And finally, we are reminded that faith requires trust, even when we don't fully understand God's ways. Like the widow in Sidon and Naaman the Syrian, who received God's blessings in unexpected way. Our faith should be marked by trust in the sovereignty of God. May we be a people who embrace God's unexpected ways, extend His love to all, and trust in His divine wisdom, even when it challenges our preconceptions. Let us never forget that God's grace knows no bounds, and His love reaches out to all who seek Him in faith. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I wish everyone a blessed day. God bless you.